Have you ever had a difficult or challenging emotion arise so unexpectedly that it completely caught you off guard? Perhaps it was anger, resentment, disappointment, frustration, or sadness. And our first instinct is to often to get rid of it as soon as possible. But what if our difficult emotions aren't simply problems to solve, but they are trying to show us something? This week, a very strong emotion arose in me, and it led me to reflect on patience in a way that I wasn't expecting. And I actually would like to share this reflection with you. Hello and welcome back to the Pilgrim of the Path podcast. My name is Thomas from Home of Bliss. And as I said, this week I have been reflecting on patience. And as I mentioned, the strong emotion arose in me. And actually, when I start to look or inspect this emotion with curiosity, and I actually named it, I thought of everything that we've talked about these past few weeks, what we've explored about, especially regarding the power of our emotions. Instead of actually pushing it away, becoming curious and with a magnifying glass, looking at the emotion, and then the question came about, and the question was, how are we practicing compassion or kindness towards ourselves? We often speak about having compassion and kindness for all beings, so we assume that it's beings, out there. But what if, and we sometimes forget that we are actually included in those beings. So today I would like to share with you how patience has helped me understand my own emotions, my own difficult emotions, just a little bit differently. And my hope is that the next time a difficult emotion arises in your life, you might meet it with a little bit more curiosity and less fear. But first, let me just clarify what I mean by patience. And here I'm not referring to patience as waiting in a queue or being in traffic, but rather the patience that asks us to remain present with life exactly as it is in the present moment. So, this practice of patience can be explored in different ways, in 4 ways to be exact, in this podcast, 4 ways. So, first, we can look at patience. We practice patience by accepting and making friends with the difficult or challenging experiences that we face. Rather than rejecting them, we allow them to enter our world. We see them as teachers, and then our wisdom is expanded, and it strengthens our capacity to meet life with more openness. And second, there is the patience of not reacting by blaming the other person, but instead taking a moment to pause and respond mindfully if it's necessary. And because this idea of blaming reminded me, I spoke about it last week. So you are welcome to listen to last week's podcast where I actually spoke about uh, this blaming issue. And thirdly, there is the patience of recognizing that all situations, all experiences and all emotions change. One moment we are happy, the next moment we can be angry, one moment we're relaxed, and the next moment we might just feel anxious. So instead of resisting this change or trying to control everything, why not practice patience and allow things to evolve and unfold in their own natural way? And lastly, there is the patience of having compassion or kindness for yourself. Not needing to have the answers all the time. Allow yourself the space and time to walk your own path, meeting life with responsibility and honesty. And it brings me back to what I've shared at the beginning of this letter. How are we practicing compassion or kindness towards ourselves? And this is very important, because having emotions is not wrong. We should never push them away and say, I should be compassionate. They can do whatever they want. No, I believe this is where we have to use our wisdom, where we have to use our discernment. Because yes, the emotion showed up. Why? What is it asking me to look at? Then we can examine the situation with patience and exercise our freedom to choose how we move forward. So when your response to a situation constantly asks you to forsake your own well-being, that can be a red flag. Look at the situation clearly so that you are empowered to set healthy boundaries as you move forward, while keeping your ethics and moral discipline intact. Because real compassion, real kindness is about our actions genuinely reducing suffering for others and for ourselves. So perhaps this week you might just pause and ask yourself, where am I being asked to practice patience? Am I offering the same kindness to myself that I so readily offer to others? So think of that pause as the practice of patience itself. The awareness where both compassion and wisdom can naturally arise. So many blessings on your path. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to everybody around you. And we will connect again next week. Namaste.